Okay, here, Mike at Sky Include. We're past this 1 year of Handshake here, and I just want to share some more inspiration, some ideas. I had one about internet marketing future. This one's about imagine a world where there can be free domain names, free hosting, and really empower people around the world. And that's what I believe. That's one thing that's really attracted me to Handshake is the costs. I don't want to say I'm cheap, but domain names you got to pay every year, renewal, and the prices keep going up. .com just announced it's going to go up again in September of 2021. They just keep cranking volume up. I don't know why they do that. So Handshake, you have control of the TLD if you're in early enough and you've gotten a top level domain. But the exciting thing is you could get SLDs or normal domains. So gateway.io is an example. We also have skyinclude.com/SLD where we talk about the differences if you're not familiar of SLDs and TLDs. But here you can notice this platform, you can own it outside of control of ICANN. And that's the reason that the fees are there, or one of the reasons, I don't want to say the only reason, is you have to pay $185,000 for an application fee to even try to start a domain extension within the traditional internet is today's internet. And then there's a yearly fee of at least $20,000. And then of course there's other business costs and marketing costs and sustainability costs that are just on top of that. So just to break even, you have to sell thousands of domains every year with renewals. But with Handshake, the cost is the auction fee, however much you win it in auction. And we own Venture Seed. So I want to talk about some examples of how this free domain, free hosting can work. I have 4 different cases, so just to give you some inspiration here. So one is ventureseed.com. We're lucky to have this .com. It's pretty valuable. People tell me we could sell this just the domain itself for quite a good amount of money. But we built this out. It's getting traffic. It's getting startups applying to it as part of our Shadstone Internet Marketing Network. You can read about it in the About page. It's not fully tapped into, and I'm excited about Handshake because what we can do here is we have the SLD here, we have our TLD.VentureSeed. So the idea is very, very close to having a bridge of Ethereum smart contracts with Handshake, and I'm not too technical to explain it, but I hear in the community in February 2021 is very close. So basically we'll be able to make sites like gateway.io in a way where we could have venture seed. So I could make maybe domains.ventureseed.com and I could say, free .ventureseed domain in the new internet outside of control of ICANN. So then you could search. But I'm not going to just let anybody register them. We would want somebody at VentureSeed to actually be a startup, a tech company, somebody that actually needs this domain and will actually use this domain. And then we want to help them. Yes. So I think, see, I'm here. So what we would do is we would have to find a way. Maybe it could be done in Ethereum smart contracts, but we don't want just a bunch of people squatting on these to sell them for a higher price. We want people to use them, and we could do a free domain for life. So how is that possible, right? Well, we didn't have to pay $185,000 application fee to ICANN, and we don't have to pay $20,000 a year maintenance fee to keep the extension. So we don't have those admin fees. And the marketing costs, we're already in Google search already. We get people submitting their startups already. We can add a page here. And basically, hopefully, if it's not too much cost for our team to install something like this on maybe a subdomain, domains.ventureseed.com. It's not yet there, but if it wasn't too expensive to do this, it would be maybe an upfront fee, maybe a marketing fee, maybe a part of a goodwill fee. And then these startups around the world, maybe they don't have enough money to buy a .com. It's going up to $10, $15, $20 a year, you just for a domain name. And then if you don't renew it, you lose it, So this would be, you would be confident you would own it for life, or as long as, we don't want it squatters or parked or, spam. But if you're actually using it or actually have valuable content for the world, we would let you keep it forever. I mean, we'll figure out a fair exchange for both sides, but, and then there's free hosting coming out on the decentralized web. We're a fan of Skynet by SIA. SC Coin works very well with Handshake and HNS. So we built sites on this already. And you could check this out, but you could basically upload your content here and point it to your venture seed site. So it could be like mike.ventureseed will be your domain, no .com, just mike.ventureseed. And then you could host it with Skynet totally for free. So you would have a whole site for free, through, and we're using, Namebase here to register the TLD. And, we could get the settings. We did set up a quick my.ventureseed here with the quick coming soon page while we figure this out. But we're really excited to hear about the Ethereum connection to Handshake, and we really believe this will allow SLD sales confidently. So we'd have a smart contract where the person buying the SLD would be assured, or getting it for free in this case, would be assured that they would be able to maintain it. Because we read about all these news, like Notion, the startup CRM, just had issues because their .so was not able to, or some issue with renewing. It would be all on the blockchain. It would be all smart contract Ethereum to a Handshake. So it would be all set. So that's one example. The other example we're talking about would be schools. Like I went to college in Stevens Tech in New Jersey, and I used their free hosting. They gave all students hosting. And I remember I made my first website in 1999. And I used the hosting there. I had no idea what I was doing, I'll be honest. But I put the hosting there. And I had a quick site, michaelmichelini.com, still online today. But what happened was in 2003, when I graduated, it says, sorry, you're no longer an active student, you're alumni. We're going to delete your server hosting, and you can forward your site to another site. So I think I just honestly let it expire. I don't think I was busy. I worked on Wall Street. I was too busy to be bothered. So I think I just let the site go. But imagine in a new world, in a new internet, you would have your SLD or domain name .your school, and then your school, say would then issue you a domain, and then you would have that for your life. I mean, why wouldn't a school let their alumni keep a domain name? I mean, you went to school there. I guess they could take it away from you when you graduate, but if I was a school, I would let you keep that domain. That would be your identity at the school. That would be how people would know you went there. You could put your content there. You could put your grades there. You could have people logging in there. Use that as maybe logins. I don't think it would be a big deal, but if I was a school, I would want to have the TLD on Handshake, and I would give an SLD to the student as part of their tuition or the package, and that would be their identity in school, and they would log in, maybe their grades, maybe all this stuff, and I would let them have it for life. And the hosting could be most likely free with Skynet, or there's more services coming out. That's another way I can see this going. Another is, imagine you live in a city or a district, and then you have your community club. Like I had one time, I went to a community night watch, like a shared community to help protect the city, your district from things that were happening. I forget what it was actually called, but imagine you're in your city or your district, and then you are a resident, so you register a domain or SLD at the top level domain of that city, and that's totally free. Or maybe there's a small fee, or I really believe it's going to be bundled and packaged with your services, your fee of your taxes or your membership. I mean, taxes is basically membership fees, right, or duty fees. So basically that's what I could see is like communities, schools. And then another example would be memberships. So we have Global from Asia. It's one of our podcasts I've been doing since 2013. We have a membership there, and we also were able to secure Global from Asia and TLD and GFA, which is kind of actually short 3L one. We're really happy we got that one. So what we could do is have our members here get a domain, which I'm going to try to figure this out as soon as possible. I mean, I'm really waiting for the Ethereum connection with Handshake, and you're going to see, I'll make some videos. I'm ready. I'm talking to the developers and trying to support as best I can with my limited tech ability. But imagine all members in a community such as Global from Asia are able to get a domain name. They could, have their profile there. They could put their projects, promote their services, and it's different than a subdomain. Sure, I could make a subdomain on globalfromasia.com. I can have like joe.globalfromasia.com, but it's not the same as a real true SLD. That's more like ownership, right? I could technically give someone this SLD. They can update the MX records there's mail coming soon on Handshake. There's already some first ones going on. I'm testing it right now. You could have your content, any hosting you want. It's more real true ownership than like a subdomain, or like I guess it would be a third level domain of a .com is TLD, and then SLD is corporation, and you can have like Joe. But with Handshake, you could give a real domain, and you could let people, of course, pay for it yearly, lifetime. Like here, you could see they're selling these on a yearly basis of Handshake domains. So that's one way. But I'm really excited more about the community. I've said this in previous videos about Handshake for internet marketing. I think you're going to bundle this. So like if it's a startup that wants to maybe get investment, maybe the investor will give them this if they own the TLD, or if they're either investment company. I'm really hoping, it's part of my dream. I have so many dreams, but venture seed would be awesome to be able to enable startups, entrepreneurs around the world to not have to worry about paying for domain fees and hosting fees, because I think that's just extra cost. And I know there's others in my circle that agree with me. Of course, memberships, schools are obvious. Cities, governments, local communities just doing it themselves. So this is what I see, and we put this at skyinclude.com/free-domain to give you some inspiration. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and maybe you could apply for a .venture seed free. I'm going to try. I'm going to practice what I preach. This pressure here for me to actually do that. Hopefully, maybe March 2021, we'll make a video about it. Maybe my kids will get a free domain too. They're in the other room. You can hear them. This lockdown world we're living in. Thanks so much for watching. skyinclude.com/free-domain.